Welcome to BTEC Revision. In today's lesson, we're covering the Pythagorean theorem, and by the end, we will be able to calculate the lengths of a right-angled triangle using Pythagoras' theorem. So how do we calculate the lengths of this triangle? If you note here, we have a right-angled triangle, as denoted by this square, which means that the angle here is 90 degrees. The length opposite this angle is called the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. This is the longest side of the triangle, and this is always labeled as C using Pythagoras' theorem. The other two sides could be labeled either A or B. It doesn't matter which way around you label them. However, the C always has to be the longest side in this formula here. Here we have Pythagoras' theorem, and this is written as A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. This is telling us that if we take this length A, square it, and add it with this length B, square that, that's going to be equal to the square of C. This holds true only for right-angled triangles. Now, let's take a look at this example. Pause the video here and attempt this question. The first step we should take is to label our diagram. Now, we can choose 5 to be either A or B. It doesn't matter which way around. The most important thing here is the longest side should be C. So we know our C value is equal to L, which is what the question is asking. And we know we'll take 5 centimeters to be equal to A. We'll take B is equal to 10 centimeters. Now, we can replace these values inside of our equation. Our A value is 5 centimeters squared. Our B value is 10 centimeters squared, and that's equal to our question L squared. Adding these values, 5 squared is 25, plus 10 squared is 100, gives us 125, and that's equal to L squared. So finally, our answer, L, is equal to square root of 125. You can simplify that to be equal to 5 root 5. And our answer is going to be in centimeters because we plugged in our values as centimeters, so we're going to get out centimeters. Now pause the video here and attempt this second question. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll take our A value, in this case, to be equal to L. A B value is equal to 10 centimeters, and our C is always our longest side, which is equal to 15 centimeters. Plugging in our values into our equation, we get A, we know is L, so that's L squared, plus B, which is 10 centimeters squared, and that's equal to 15 centimeters squared. Now, in this case, we'll have to rearrange for L, making L the subject. So we can say L squared is equal to 15 squared, take away 10 squared, and then finally we can square root. L is equal to square root of 225, take away 100, which is equal to square root of 125, which is equal to 5 root 5. And don't forget our unit, which is centimeters. Now pause the video here and attempt this exam question. Looking at this question, we have a equilateral triangle. So that means all the sides are the same length. So we have L, L, and L here. Now, one of these sides is 6 centimeters. That means all of these sides are 6 centimeters in length. Now, the problem here is this is a equilateral triangle, which means that there is no right angle here. All the sides are equal length. We need to break this question down. We'll break this triangle into two halves, right down the center, and this will give us a right angle. Now, since it's an equilateral triangle, we know this length on the right side is equal to L over 2, and same for the other side, that's L over 2. Now we have two right angled triangles here, and we only need one. So if you focus on one side, let's focus on the right side here. We have our lengths, L equals 6 centimeters here. We have our other length, L over 2, which is equal to 3 centimeters. And we have our height here. Okay, so we'll start by writing our equation, Pythagoras' theorem, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And we can now replace these numbers into our equation. So we know this L here is equal to c, and we know that's equal to 6. So we'll replace c with 6. Our b, we can choose to be either our height or our length over 2 over here. So we'll set the b value over here, which is equal to 3 centimeters. So we'll replace that value 3 squared. And then our a, that means is going to be our height. So that's h squared. Now we just need to rearrange. So that's h squared is equal to 6 squared, which is 36. Take away 3 squared, which is equal to 9. And we can square root that, which is equal to square root of 27. And finally, that would give us a value of 3 root 3 centimeters. And that's the end of the lesson. If you would like to boost your grades, why don't you visit us at btecrevision.com, where there's lots more quiz questions available and lots more resources. See you next time.